Okay, right. So I'm live. So, to be very honest, um, I wanted to make this video for the longest time. I, I, you know, there was always something when I always thought that I wanted to make this particular video, and but there was always an excuse. You know, my hair looks like a PKP style. Has not been cut for the longest time. On top of that, I have not shaved. On top of that, there was just so many excuses. I was not ready. What will people think of me? And I've not seen any of you guys for the longest time, and I do apologize for that. And hey, Alpha. But the whole thing of it all was that the dream was there. The vision was so clear, and I wanted to create the video. But every time when you don't do something, that muscle just macam gets weaker and weaker and weaker, right? Until all of a sudden, one day, the goal just disappears. And what happened to me was that, all of a sudden, from that great vision of having this particular episode, tiba-tiba, it is not translated to anything. And I just forgot about this particular thing. But having said that, quite recently, on a more personal level, what happened was there was one of my family members that just passed on, and it dawned onto me that I always remember this particular saying that the weight of regret, right, is much heavier than the weight of discipline. Let me repeat that again. It's very important. The weight of regret is much heavier than the weight of discipline. And one of the reasons why I'm telling all you guys this is that I've seen so many people let life just pass by them. They make many decisions based on what their parents want. They make many decisions on what their friend thinks is right. And I've been victim to that, to be very honest, for the longest time. I always followed what other people want. I always followed the trends, and inside, I wasn't the most happiest, right? And yeah, so when I saw this particular thing, and I realized that, you know what, my joy is actually really making small little YouTube videos, even though I get really nervous, and even though I'm not the most prepared. I'm not like the bigger YouTube channels, but you know what? It's just connecting with an audience right out there and helping you guys navigate your guys through this particular pandemic. At this point in time, as we can see, the government again is unstable. And I still remember this, and the last time when I made this an episode, when I guess the opposition leader almost took over the parliament, and he went to the palace and this and that, and at that point in time, everyone was thinking doom and gloom. But at that point in time, remember what I said? I don't know whether you guys remember this. I said buy this particular stock, this particular banking stock, and I actually bought Maybank lah. At about 7:10, I think, when I did that recommendation, and today is about 8:30, I think. Yeah. So at that point in time, it was so much of nervousness and so much of kelang kabut, right? And it made me realize one thing. For our fortunes to change, it's not the government, it's not our parents, it's not mom and dad, it's not our neighbors, it's nothing. It's ourselves. If we change, everything will change around us. Recall that a couple of months back down the road, I was just shooting YouTube videos. I wasn't sure what will come out to this. Every day, not every day, sorry, every other week, one episode. I just had that discipline. Just keep on creating videos. I never knew what would happen. A lot of my friends thought I was half crazy. What's this guy doing? He had I guess job in a corporate environment, but he's actually making YouTube videos at this point in time. But you know what? For me, I was happiest doing this. And I knew that I was creating value by doing this, right? But so with discipline, knowing what you like, and always creating value, that's where all of a sudden, when all three of them, having the right disciplines, creating value, right, and also people wants that particular service. I think I told many of you guys right now, I'm actually helping out a startup company, and the crazy thing is, I'm actually creating small little videos for them on educational stuff. But since this is a relatively big company over in Malaysia, I need to actually get my licenses from the Securities Commission, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of my videos are not published out there yet. But the crazy thing is, I'm doing what I love, and I'm getting paid, and I've never been happier. So I just want to just come out over here today. I know it's been a while. I know I've been busy covering US stocks and whatnot, but I think the best joy is when I actually talk to you guys, answer all your guys' questions, and see how you guys are doing. And that's one of the reasons why I created this particular episode. So the main thing I want to say over here is that, number one, the weight of regret is much heavier than the weight of discipline. If you guys have something, be disciplined, go for it. Second thing I want to say is, when seeing this, time is fleeting. It's moving so fast. This is second or third lockdown now. I'm not even sure how many lockdowns we are going to have. It's already 2 years already. That's the craziest part. Well, it's 1.5 years. It's not 2 years yet. But it's macam open eyes, close eyes, open eyes, close eyes, and all of a sudden it's already almost 2 years already. So don't let the time pass on. If you guys have anything, go for your goals, right? That's the second thing. The third thing I want to say is that we live in an informational era whereby everything is at our fingertips. It's for us to achieve something, the result, right? We need to know how to get there and the velocity of how much of action that we should take. Those are the only two things, I think. For instance, if I want to play basketball, I watch a bunch of basketball videos. I practice every day. I'll get better in basketball. So if you guys have something, there's always the information out there. And I think as I told many of you guys, back in the day when I started investing, dude, I had to take a taxi. And getting a taxi back then, you had to haggle with the taxi drivers. Some of them will take you, some of them won't take you. The taxis sometimes, it kind of stinks actually. on top of that, once I'm in the library, I have to borrow the books. I don't even know where the books are, and everything was indexed. And I don't know. Maybe you guys are a bit young if I'm explaining what a library is, but books are all indexed in a weird order. You have to go through it. You have to try to find your books and whatnot, and then to come back. It was just so painful, right? But right now, today, to put things into perspective, you guys live in the most amazing time, I guess, in human progress, So, if you guys have something, if you guys have a dream, go for it. Just take the small little disciplines. Like I said, I do miss you guys. And if you guys have any questions, I'll be here just for a while, just to bore up. And I guess while waiting for questions, I just want to tell you guys a little bit. Again, hi Alpha. On some of my small little investments which I made. I think if you watch one of my older episodes, I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I mentioned this stock by the name of Skills, SKILLZ. And I think at that point in time, I identified that stock at about $15. It went up to about almost $25. In the US market, I think within 3 or 4 weeks, it was 70%. It was crazy how the US market swings. But I'm investing both in Malaysia and in the United States. So if you guys have any questions, I'll be kind of waiting. All right, guys. I just would like to, thank all the audience out there. I can see 4 audience out there, just want to wave to you guys. Like I said, when I first started this channel, When I even did the live, it was only me. It was only one person. Right now, I have 4 times more than before lah. Because before it was zero. Actually, not even 4 times more. It was infinity times more because back then it was zero. Right? So you need to at least have one to get 4 times. But anyway, I digress. You know, it's me being an analyst. But if you guys like this particular episode, give me a bunch of thumbs up, and just write in any questions you guys have. Again, I'm sure you guys could see me progress as a person. Doing something so as quirky as making videos, and I actually got a job in corporate Malaysia, actually in a fintech company, in one of the bigger banks. And if you guys are wondering, the whole industry, all the big established banks right now know the power of technology, and a lot of these banks are investing and moving towards a fintech space. And if you guys are interested in fintech, I think this is a great time. So that's another tip for you. So I gave you a stock tip, and I also gave you, if you guys are wondering about what jobs to take, a lot of these banks are also moving towards the fintech space, and they need a lot of new talent. A really odd hour to go. Yeah, I know it's a really odd hour because I was thinking to myself, should I make this episode? Should I not make this episode? Should I make this episode? And actually, it was about 10 p.m. tadi. I wanted to make the episode. Cuma, it was so much battling back and forth. And you know what? I just told myself, just make the episode. I don't want to have regrets. So I'm so happy that you guys came in and watched this particular episode. Even with you guys actually coming and listening to knowledge, you guys will take better actions in the future. So with that, I also congratulate you guys. You guys are taking the right step. It's just maybe a couple of more books you have to read, a couple of more advice you have to listen to, and all of a sudden, when you take the right action, you get the right results. Trust me. It really worked for me. Thanks, Kev123. I really appreciate that comment. All right, guys. With that, thanks for the support. Thanks for future audience. If you like this particular episode, give me a bunch of thumbs up, and I'll try to come live. I always make that promise. I forget. I get scared. That's the truth. But with the love and support, that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. Okay, guys. With that, take care. Good night, and hope to see you guys very, very soon. Take care.